Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Really. Pardon the Politics Podcast.
The week. So I'm gonna start with you, Manny. What is your spotlight of the week?
Well, we're going to come on back home to the great state of North Carolina. And right
Hey,
now, there is a bill in Raleigh that is stuck in committee. Um, but what is it? So, North Carolina House Bill 958, election law changes. It is a 36 page omnibus bill that impacts how ballots are counted, how voter rolls are controlled, citizenship checks, board power, campaign money. There is a ranked choice voting ban. They put it all in once, hence the name Omnibus. So
mm-hmm.
it was sponsored by Hugh Blackwell and Sarah Stevens, and if it passes, most of the things in it won't take effect until 2027 after the election. But who does it help? Who does it hurt? So there's some things in here that I think everyone can take. There's a little bit for everyone. This is not a completed like one side, his side, her side. There are wins for everyone. So it's not like your typical like villain hero story. For Republicans, some of the things I think that are generated out of it is it concentrates discretion in the state board and its executive director to the auditor, who at this point all Republican controlled. Systemized voter challenges through new statewide audits and mandatory county chair challenges, and setting that up as a pipeline. Their citizenship verifications, weekly and monthly roll maintenance for people who have died, people who have moved, and a non citizen removal directive that we've heard coming out of a lot of states is also part in there. They ban ranked choice voting, which is one of those things that is getting real interesting now with the thoughts around it, especially when you consider what we talked about earlier about the study and the American public being broken down into essentially nine different sub parties. Uh, and another piece that I found really, really interesting is the party affiliation window. So if, let's say, Chuck is a Republican and he decides 90 days before an election he's going to switch and register as a Democrat to run, it used to be a 90-day window. This is taking that 90-day window to a full year, 365 days. So now you can't just do 3 months out, let's go ahead and switch parties and run for office. You have to have held that party um, label for a year now. The There's a gag that they've also put on this for board members from promoting voting turnout. Um, and then it also shields board and legal strategy from public records. So it lets plaintiffs sue in their home counties. So potentially getting them friendlier venues if they want to challenge things. That's everything that's favorable for kind of Republicans. For Democrats, it extends cure and counting windows from 3 days to 5 days. So if there's an error in the ballot, you get an extra 2 business days to fix and then count those ballots. One of the big things that we saw, especially this time when votes were thrown out, they threw out the entire ballot. There's a change in here where if they've changed your voting district and you got the wrong ballot, instead of throwing out the entire ballot, they throw out only the votes that were in the affected races. So if you're looking at like where all this redistricting is happening and you are in congressional district 1 and you were actually supposed to be in congressional district 2, all your other county level votes would still hold. Um, it adds a signature cure right for provisional ballots. Currently, there's not one of those today. And it expands observer access and bans paying petition circulators per signature. Broadly, that's probably just good. You should not be paying people for signatures, especially when we're talking about governmental efforts. Um, and then it's the other pieces that are genuinely mixed. So the biggest one that I saw in the mixed category is expanded observers. In some places, greater transparency for the boards and the bodies that are doing it. But the flip side of it is you expand the number of people who are able to sit and watch. The opportunities for potentially intimidation also now greatly increase as this continues. Again, some of this bill expands the access. It gives more time to fix ballots, and on the other piece, it kind of restricts. When we look at efforts like Souls to the Polls that are usually backed by the county election boards in terms of verbally, like, hey, getting more people to vote to interject that kind of gag order on them is potentially harmful to some of these efforts. And especially if you just look at the amount of times that people are asked to vote, any effort to encourage people to get out and vote is usually good for turnout. So, what should you do? Well, we're all kind of watching this. Well, you can always call your legislator. Right. So right now it's in committee. It's not hit the floor yet. But this is something that I feel like most people in North Carolina should watch very closely, because this kind of changes the rules of engagement and how this will move forward. That don't necessarily impact this election, but they could affect other ones down the road. So we'll see how this has progressed. Other versions of this have been, died immediately as they hit committee, or have died when they hit the floor. So it'll be interesting to see what happens as this bill progresses and what it looks like now versus any point that it would hit the floor with amendments. So North Carolina continues to be interesting all the time. And that is my spotlight of the week.
I really like that aspect of extending the time period
Yeah.
when you want to change parties. First off, that's common to me. That's a common sense thing. Like, I'm supposed to trust you and your ideologies, and you just changed.
Well, you look back to even this congressional primary where you had, oh, geez, I forgot her name, but there was a woman out in Western North Carolina who changed her party to run against, I believe it was Tim Moore. I feel like that's who, as a Republican, being like, hey, her whole thing was, I'm a Democrat, but because a Democrat cannot win here and my voice is not going to get heard, I'm running as a Republican, so you have to hear my voice. So efforts like that. And it wouldn't shock me if it was specifically that effort in general that now encouraged this to be added to this bill.
Oh yeah, very much so. There was a Democratic candidate for the Georgia primary, and his name slips me right now, and I'm not gonna waste my time looking for him. But he was a Republican, and in this cycle of this election period, granted it was more than 90 days, but he changed. And I know one of the arguments that people who were not in support of him was, well, you voted with Kemp on a lot of things on the state level, and was a part of the abortion ban and different things. So what makes it different now for you?
They pulled them receipts.
Oh yeah, for sure. So I just like the notion of you give it some time. Show me to prove it to me. That's very dope.
All right, Chuck, what's your spotlight, brother?
Boy, my spotlight is heavy this week, man. I battled back and forth if I wanted to bring this up, but in the end, I felt I would be less of a man if I hadn't said something.
Okay.
More importantly, I would be less of a black father if I didn't say something. On this past week, we got the conviction and sentencing of Carmelo Anthony in the trial down in Texas with the murder of I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I just know the last name Metcalf. I can't remember his first name. I know he was a twin. Um, and I'm not here to speak specifically on this trial. I caught the highlights of it. From an emotional standpoint, I intentionally kept myself away from it.
Yeah.
Um, Understanding and knowing the triggers that it could bring to me, having a son who is about to enter high school, who is in athletics, who is at a school that is overall diverse but predominantly white, um, and being in spaces where a lot of times he is one of very few minority kids around. Um, I chose to separate myself from the trenches of it. However, I cannot ignore or separate myself from the sentencing that came down for this young man. Now, there's been arguments back and forth about the particulars of the trial. Again, I'm not here to try the case. I am not here to play prosecutor or defense attorney. But for a 17-year-old to be sentenced to 35 years in prison is insane to me. Or he might be 18 now, but he was 17 when this happened, is insane. He was exemplary student, student athlete, no prior criminal history.
Mm-hmm.
35 years to me is first degree murder.
Where there
Which
is clear intention.
clear intent, clear malicious intent, premeditated intent. 35 years. And what makes it worse, Texas is a stand your ground state. And we have several instances of stand your ground where I'm not even asking for him to have been acquitted. Again, this is not me here to retry the trial. But also in Texas, there was a young man in a very similar situation named Kason Allison. It was a
Mm-hmm.
white young man. Very similar situation. In fact, in regards to him being a high school student and a student was fatally stabbed because of an incident back in 2022. And in this, he got a 10-year sentence. He was criminally negligent homicide was the conviction. To me, in the highlights, I got the highlights of this case. I'm not trying to retry it. It is very similar to what showed forth with Carmelo Anthony. Criminally negligent homicide, not murder. And y'all need to understand there is a distinct difference in the definition of law. This is not a personal opinion. If you go and read the legal definition of murder and criminally negligent homicide, intent is the number one thing.
Mm-hmm.
But there are different definitions. Then I go the countless cases. You got Kyle Rittenhouse up in Minnesota. Yep. This man crossed state lines with an assault rifle, intending to do something with it. Then killed an individual. And I'm gonna let you know this is not about being black because the person he killed wasn't black. And he got off.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Then we can continue on. What's his name? Daniel Penny up in New York. The former Marine who choked out the man who was having a mental health issue, and he got off because he said he felt his life was in danger and was protecting the others. And then finally, I'm not even going to call his name because, again, this particular case made me very upset. But wow, I just lost the young man's name. Carson.
Oh,
Oh my God. What is this
uh,
guy's name? Oh, excuse me, I got it. Cyrus Carmack Belton and Rick Chow in South Carolina, who shot this boy in his back because they said they thought he was stealing water
right.
out of their store. Stealing water. Now,
Two hydrogens and oxygen.
people who need to be shot about stealing water is these people in these data centers. That's who need to be shot.
Bruh. Facts.
But to be shot in your back, not, I'm coming towards you, I'm running away from you. And by all accounts and video footage, he was running away from them. But again, this is not to retry this. My whole point of bringing these up is kind of parallel to what I was saying earlier. And I think my spotlight kind of bled into that response. But what are we doing as a country to say that we are truly one people? When so many times and time again, we show that there's a disparaging difference in how one one sector is viewed from others. What are we doing? And so in this, I want you to put a mirror to your face. Black, white, Asian, Chinese, Japanese, Indian, Pacific Islander, I don't care who you are. Put a mirror to your face and ask yourself, what am I doing to contribute to the disenfranchisement of the next man? What am I doing to put down the next man? Because if we're truly one nation under God, we're doing a poor job of executing that. That's my spotlight this week, brothers.
Hey, bro, that was like, well done, brother. Well done. Well done with that message that we oftentimes need to hear. And if you didn't go to church, you got your sermon today from the chairman of chaos himself. So I'll round it up with my spotlight. My spotlight, I wanted to talk about something that may not be grabbing headlines like inflation that we talked about, or wars, or election, but it raises a bigger question about who gets to decide how America tells its own story. This past week, a federal judge ordered the Trump administration to restore historical and scientific information that had been removed or altered at national parks across the country. The ruling that didn't last long, but the ruling centers on signs, exhibits, and displays discussing topics like slavery, civil rights, Native American history, and climate change. For those of you that are not aware, back in 2025, when the Sharpie had so much heat on it from Trump signing so many executive orders,
that thing was smoking.
that thing was on fire, bro. But President Trump signed an executive order called "Restoring Truth and Sanity to American History," which is a very, very odd executive order to call.
But
You're
on
definitely not
brand.
restoring, but on brand for sure. But the administration argued that federal museums, monuments, and parks had become too focused on negative aspects of American history and were presenting what it considered politically biased narratives, which is crazy because that makes me think of what you said at the beginning of the episode, Manny, about America has done bad. I mean, there's good and bad. You can't have one without the other. But somehow it's biased to focus on, or at least be aware of the negative. But following the order, the National Park Service reviewed exhibits and signages that were nationwide. So across numerous parks, references to slavery, indigenous displacement, civil rights struggles, and climate change were either removed, they were rewritten, or they were flagged for removal. But this past week, District Judge Angel Kelly, shout out to you, stepped in and issued a preliminary injunction ordering the government to restore the removed materials within 21 days and halt any further changes while the lawsuit proceeds. So, in this, the judge wrote that the administration appeared to be trying to rewrite the nation's history with a whiteout pen. Love that line. That was a bar.
Nice.
She on that Good Friday. She was on the road. But whether you agree with the administration or not, that's a powerful statement that she made. The court's argument was very simple. American history isn't always flattering, but removing uncomfortable facts doesn't make them disappear.
Does not.
Another bar.
Bruh, I'm telling you, Kelly was on it. But according to the ruling, telling only the parts of history that makes us feel good creates an incomplete story. Another. Now, why does this matter? National parks aren't just places for people to hike, camp, or take family vacations. They're also where millions of Americans learn about the country's history. So if exhibits discussing slavery disappear from Philadelphia, or if Native American displacement is removed from Western parks, or if climate science is erased from educational displays, the question becomes, are we preserving history or are we just editing it? And that's what's really at stake here. My spotlight isn't, really about signs. It's about who controls the national narrative. Every administration puts their own stamp on government agencies. But when those changes involve history itself, courts, historians, and the public start asking whether the line is between interpretation and censorship. So over the next few weeks, we'll see whether the administration appeals the ruling and whether those exhibits are restored as ordered. The administration got a lot on their hand, so this might be
just a thing here and there, not that much.
They might just let this one go ahead and go. But one thing is certain: history is often messy, uncomfortable, and controversial. The question America continues to wrestle with is whether we learn from the whole story or we're just going to learn from parts of it. And that's my spotlight of the week. And again, shout out to Judge Kelly for doing your big one on this, because you're 100% correct. We if we're going to grow as America and move and evolve forward, we can't just pick and choose the stuff that we want to digest. Right. We need to take in the whole picture, because believe it or not, and to things that Brother Chuck has said and Brother Manny has spoken of as well, if we are able to take in the good and the bad, it creates something within us as Americans. It creates compassion. It creates empathy. And we can actually be a better people going forward if we understand. We're not asking for you to apologize. We're just asking for you to be aware. Well, yeah, I need my 40 acres in the mule. Never mind. See, but if you at least know and inform yourself, just maybe you got a chance to understand the next man or woman beside you, having that compassion, having that empathy. And that, to me, is what it means to be American, meaning to be a patriot, understanding those things, not deleting them, diluting them, whiting out over them as if they didn't exist, and somehow diminish the next society, the next culture, the next group of people, the next race, because instead of acknowledging the flaws of America, you act like they never existed. So that's my spotlight, brothers.
And we could be a proper people.
Bruh.
Reach out
and then, brother.
And then we can be a proper people.
Make this world a better place.
Better place. if you can. That's all. The moment we stop trying to erase it and just accept it, brother, we can move on, bro.
That's it. Man.
And so, and let me tell y'all something. For those of you who find yourself on the other side, it's easy. It's really easy.
It's real easy.
It takes too much energy to keep that hate.
And it's more fun on this side.
So much more, bro. Look, and y'all already got 1 foot in. Y'all enjoy everything that come with everybody culture.
Everybody.
everybody culture, but you don't want to accept. I don't get it, bro. I don't get it. Find some love, man. Get a little love in your heart.
You get a little love in your heart. Facts, brother.
But that is the conclusion of our episode, brothers. Anything else? All hearts and minds clear,
I just want to real quick say shout out to the New York Knicks.
bruh. They did
Shout
it.
out to the Knicks. They did it. Shout out to, and I ain't gonna stay on that long because yuck. But shout out to the World Cup, man. The World Cup
Yeah.
has popped off.
Yeah.
The USA has won their first group stage match. I don't, wherever you are, if you are able to go to a watch party, a fan fest, I highly encourage you get out, get in the mix, like
Mhm.
perfectly what my brother just said. Mingle with other people. It's a great time.
Bruh.
I was at one the other day and it was a blast. And it was all sorts of people out there, and we were coming together, just enjoying the presence of each other and the camaraderie.
Yeah, bro.
It's more fun. It's
Yeah.
more fun.
And shout out again to the men's team, because I will say this. I don't know how long y'all gonna keep it up, but y'all look vastly different than the teams
Energy.
I've seen.
Different energy.
I don't know what y'all have changed. I don't know what's going on behind up until now. But I love the energy and the
Yes, sir.
aggressiveness that this team has, and I don't believe that I've seen a men's US team look this way in quite some time.
And I just want to clarify for the listeners, as of recording, the Game 6 of the NHL playoffs has not begun. And I just want to say for the record,
I'm about to say, look,
you don't say anything.
I'm about to say, I don't know what you about to say,
your
but I
mouth
think
right now.
all I'm
Hush.
saying is that I do not plan to watch the game.
Don't call no team names. No,
Nope.
hush.
Yep. Don't say
The Manny curse is real.
as the old Sims, as the old hymn say, never said a mumbling word. Don't you say nothing. Never said a mumbling word. You can keep quiet.
And I got to give my man his props. I got his name and I didn't have it earlier. It's Florian Balogun, and I know that his parents are of Nigerian descent. So you gotta say the last name right.
Mm-hmm.
Balogun. Shout out. No, I ain't
Yeah,
no
shout out to you coming to play over to the US, bro. Because you didn't have to. You didn't have to, bro. So
at
yeah.
all.
Man, so yeah, enjoy the World Cup, y'all. While it's here. Whoever your team is rooting for. And those of you that are here to watch the games in the US, I know it's a little tight right now. It's a little the tension is a little tight in America right now, but it's a really nice place, I promise.
But bro, it's been hilarious. If you have not seen some of the posts on social media, it's been hilarious of these people coming to America for the
Waffle
first time,
House,
discovering stuff. Like the excitement that I've seen, at least 4 different posts of people talking about, oh, the yellow school bus is real.
Bruh.
Comedy.
Mm-hmm.
Comedy.
Hey,
there was this guy who experienced Waffle House for the first time here in Atlanta. I promise. Oh my!
And I know that. And
fine dining.
What was it? The one that we went to? Was it across from Georgia Tech?
Yeah,
I believe it. Yeah. Oh my! Yeah. That was the first time I seen like a Waffle House that big. I'm used to like,
the
late night club joint big. Right, this is a Waffle House. This is a waffle mansion.
The waffle complex.
A waffle compound. That's what that was, bro. But if you over here in the States, I promise you the political tension is tight, but it's a really cool place, man, with some pretty cool people if you're in the right area. So if you get a chance, go to Waffle House, go to Bojangles if you're in the area that got it. But as long as it ain't the one in New York, it ain't gonna do you no justice.
Yeah, don't go to that one in New York at all.
And go to Cookout. Get you a
tray.
Cookout tray.
Yeah, and we lit here in Atlanta. I don't know what other host cities are doing for their fan fest, but our fan fest is lit every match. It's amazing. Like there's watch parties all over the metro area.
I can imagine, bro. I know
the energy is crazy. You can catch me at Magic City on Monday. They're opening up early for Who is it? I'm trying to think of the match. It's leaving me, but the
I know
match
Spain
on
plays, but I don't know if it's a Spain match. I think Spain play
I
at
think
3.
I can't remember what match it is. It's a match. Oh my god. I had it earlier, but yeah, they opened up at 12
Oh, no, no,
for
no,
the
no. It is
match.
Spain. It is
It
Spain.
is Spain.
Yeah, they
It
play at
is
12.
Spain.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah,
They play in Cape
I
Verde.
Cape Verde. That's exactly who it is. How could I
Yep.
forget my Cape Verdeans?
Oh, bro,
Uh,
that's crazy,
but
man. Hey,
but yeah, it's they're opening at 12 o'clock to show that match, and I said it was going to be WFM for me, work for Magic. So I have my laptop charged up,
that's real, bro.
I'm ready to go, man.
But yeah, man, to our listeners, we hope that you enjoy the World Cup, but most of all, hope you enjoy this episode. As always, like, share, follow the pod on all our platforms. Go and follow us on Instagram. We're on X, Twitter. We're on YouTube. We're on just
IG,
IG.
Blue
I mean,
Sky.
everywhere. We everywhere. So follow us. Also subscribe to our YouTube page. Where we have releases come out on Monday evenings live. And just share the word. You know, if you like the pod, you enjoy what we do here. It don't cost anything to share and help us with that exposure. And if you enjoy it and know somebody that will, spread the word, spread the word, spread the word. As always, as we tell you here, if don't nobody love you, just know the boys here at the pod. We love you. We love you. We
Yeah,
love
yeah.
you. We thank you for tuning in and lending us your ear for the duration of this episode. And we hope that it finds you in the best place possible. And we will see you at the next episode. Take care, world.
Peace.
Yeah, yeah.
Hello, world. Hello, world. Hello, world. Welcome to Part in the Politics podcast. We back. I'm back. Really? Yes, sir. Yes, sir.